Hi, I'm John Kursky, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to use Power Query Lint's API with GitHub Actions. Alright, so before we get started, please, if you haven't already, like and subscribe to this video so you can stay up to date on all the new rules and new features we'll be rolling out in the next couple of months. And with that, let's dive into how to integrate GitHub Actions and the Power Query Lint API. So up on my screen here, I have the link to our template file that you can use, and I'll provide that link in the description of this video. So I've got this here. I'm going to switch to a different tab, and this is my repository, my personal repository. And what you'll need to do is go to the new button up here at the top right. So we want to create a new repository. And we're going to click on the option up here called Import a Repository. Now, down here, you're going to want to put in the URL for the source repository. So if I go back to the first tab and I click on Code, and then I copy the URL here to the clipboard, copy that, go back to the import screen, and then I will paste that URL here. And then if I scroll down, you won't need to put anything in this area. You can leave this blank. And then in the repository, I'm going to call this demo PQ Lint GitHub and make it private. Now it's important to make it private because if you're ever going to put any of your company or personal data into Power BI or reports, you're definitely going to want to make this private and not available to the public. So don't forget to hit the private. And then you're going to hit the Begin Import button down here. Now this may take a few minutes depending on GitHub. You'll see it gets you this nice little loading screen, and at the top they say they're going to email you when the import is done. I'll edit this video so you don't have to see me waiting for the import to finish. All right, so the import is done, and then I can actually just click on the link here. And before we clone the repository to our local machine, there is one thing we're going to need to set up. We have the GitHub Actions already defined as part of our template here, but we need the API subscription key saved securely in our repository in order for this GitHub action to use it. So what you're going to need to do is go to the settings page for that repository, go down to Secrets and Variables, click on Actions, and here make sure you're on the Secrets tab because we don't want this API key in plain text. So you'll want to click on New Repository Secret, and you're going to need to enter in this term, PQ Lint subscription key, and then we need the secret. Well, if I was to navigate to Power Query Lint and up at the top here, go to API Access, if I log in with a Microsoft account, it's going to load the API details. Now we have offered this API key for free use as well. You can see on the left-hand side what the API request limit and the rule sets are. So if you aren't using the Pro feature just yet and you need to do a proof of concept, you just need to log in with a Microsoft account in order to get that subscription key. So up at the top right here, I can just copy that subscription key, go into the tab, and then paste it. It will be plain text the first time. Don't worry, I'm going to recycle this secret after I'm done recording this video. And I'm going to hit Add Secret here. And now you've got the new secret labeled. And if I was to edit it, you notice that I can't see that value. The only thing I can do is update that value. So now that we have the secret, let's go back to the code here, and we're going to take advantage of the Open in GitHub Desktop. Now, if you're new to using GitHub Desktop's a great tool to get familiarized with using Git, and I'm going to use this in conjunction with Visual Studio Code because that's my favorite integrated development environment. So I'm going to hit Open in GitHub Desktop, hit the Open button, hit Clone, and Open in Visual Studio Code. So here you'll notice that it has downloaded the model, sample model as part of our template, but has also downloaded the code that we use to run the GitHub action. And so the idea being is that anytime you make a change to any of the TMDL, the tabular model definition language that's in the PBIP file that makes up your Power BI desktop report and semantic model, it will run through and execute through the linter and log any results. Now you're free to make updates to this template as you see fit to work with your business process, but we just want to show you how the linter works and how it adheres to the changes to the TMDL file and gets triggered to make the linting calls to the API. So one of the things I'll show you is if you just right click on the PBIP file and say reveal in Explorer, and I double click on the Power BI file here, you notice that the PBIP file does not have any data with it. So what we're going to need to do is refresh the model. Hit that refresh button. And while we're waiting, the power of having a PBIP is with the gitignore file saying that the cache file, which holds your Power BI content, isn't in there. That data isn't sitting in your repository. So if this is the first time you're working with this file and you've cloned it, you'll need to refresh the model in order for it to pull the data with your credentials. Now in this case, the sample model is going out to a GitHub site and pulling some publicly available data. So for just demonstration purposes, I'm just going to make a change to one of the measures here. So all I'm doing is updating that measure, which will change the TMDL in the Marvel fact table. And I hit save, go back to Visual Studio Code. You'll notice that the Marvel fact table now is indicating there is a change between the two measures. And then I am just going to commit that change, hit sync, and if I navigate back here up to the Actions button, you'll notice that this has been kicked off, it has been queued. We'll wait for it to get leverage, and we're using the freely available hours as part of the GitHub offering. You can always pay for more agents, but the private repo, it gets a certain amount of hours every month that you're allowed to use. All right, so we waited a couple seconds for it to queue up and be in progress. Now if I click on this step here, you'll see that it has gone through the process of running through the linter and outputted the warnings. And in this template, we explicitly put in some potential issues just to show you that when it logs those errors, it actually will fail the flow so you get notified about it. And then it will upload those results to the artifact area, and you can download the JSON file here. Now, in other scenarios, you could actually ship that JSON file to a data lake or use the information to ship it off to an event house and be able to track your test results with real-time analytics. But for the template, we're just going to save it to your artifacts file so you can work with it as you need to. So that's how you use GitHub Actions with the Power Query Lint API. So I hope you learned something today. Please remember to like and subscribe to this video and stay tuned for more rules and features with Power Query Lint.